Hi everyone. I was gonna post this tomorrow morning, but I had some time tonight, so I figured I would post this video tonight. So what we're gonna work on is an hour-long yoga class featuring pigeon pose, and along with mermaid pose, big quad opening class, big hips, lower back. We're gonna get some core work in. We're also going to get some shoulder opening too. So I hope you enjoy this. You can enjoy this whenever you get a chance to catch the video. I know a lot of us are on different schedules, so I figured I'd post it now and then see what happens. Again, this is always a free or donation-based class. Donations are appreciated but not required to enjoy the healing essence of yoga. So what you'll need today, or whenever you do this video, is a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, I recommend a scarf or a belt. I also have 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have any yoga blocks at home, please grab at least like 2 pillows or books, something that you can stack up to help you. All right, so let's get started. This is pregnancy approved. If you're pregnant too, or postpartum, or if you have pregnant friends, let them know that they can do this as well. I'm going to be moving a little bit slower to allow myself to kind of get into those positions. So this is really good for beginners as well. So beginners, prenatal, postnatal, all levels for this class. Pigeon pose, mermaid pose. So I want to show you, before I actually get into the class, I just want to show you what pigeon pose is, in case you're like, what is she talking about, right? So pigeon pose is a big hip opening position, and what it looks like from the front, so you can kind of see, is you'll have one leg in the front, right? And you kind of bring that leg forward. This is my right leg here. I keep my toes flexed. It's just comfortable for me to do so. I try to keep my hips square. So that's why I say for this class, it's really nice to have blocks, because most of us, this is very hard to get into, right? Our hips are tight. So I take a block under the butt cheek of the leg that's in front, and I just place it underneath. And that helps to give me some support. That way I can square my hips and feel good and feel the opening without over stretching or hurting myself. So yes, use a block or some pillows. And this is what pigeon pose looks like. So I have my toes flexed. If you're super open, you may be able to bring your foot kind of parallel to the mat. So just imagine there's a mat here, the front of the mat, the back of the mat, and you can bring your leg a little further out to get a deeper stretch. Really, really good for sciatic nerve pain. But if it's too much, you can always bring your foot in towards the opposite hip crease. And then just making sure you're square, engage your core, press the floor away. And then as you get more comfortable, you can kind of move down into forearms, and then maybe down into on your arms extended. So what this looks like from the side, so you can kind of see everything that's going on, is I have my right leg in front, my hips are square. I like to keep my toes tucked of the back foot. The reason why I like this is because it helps to activate this whole leg, including the hip flexor and the quad. And then I square my body. I press the floor away, I engage my core, I square my hips. And then if you don't like that, you can always untuck the toes, but a nice way to check if you're in a nice alignment is to make sure that your heel is facing up, your body is square, you're not leaning over to one side, because that's not what you want. You really want to activate, lift through the core, lift through the crown, and press the floor away. And then as you breathe, then you can maybe lower down onto forearms. If you have baby belly, you really got to make sure you make space for your belly. And that might mean that you have a block to support your butt, right? So wherever you are, it's a really beautiful pose. So that's pigeon pose, to kind of show you visually what it looks like. Some variations we'll do today is we'll stretch our quad, and a nice quad stretch here. And why I say yoga strap is because if you can't reach your foot, which is perfectly fine if you can't, right? Always without judgment or expectation. Your body might not be there today. You could have had a great workout before. You could just be stiff. Your body might just not be feeling it. Is you can take the strap, make a little loop, or just take the strap and just hook it around the foot or ankle. And this helps to kind of assist you into bringing the heel closer to your glute. So however you get it, you can bring it forward. If you can reach your foot, great, but it's not required. And this is really nice to just open up the quad. Again, from the front, so you can get all views. I'm square. I'm not on my side of my butt lifting this way. My hips are square. I'm pressing the floor away using my core strength, and then reaching for that back foot and bringing it closer to me. So there's that quad stretch that we'll work towards today, plus the hips. You're getting everything, right? You're bringing it forward. You might look back if that feels good. You can always look forward as well. So whatever feels good. And then from here, and I didn't really warm up, so I wouldn't recommend doing this without warming up, but I have some relaxin from baby. You can work on pigeon pose, or pigeon. Mermaid is bringing the foot into the crease, bringing the arms if they're open, and then coming to mermaid pose. Big opening there. I wouldn't recommend just try to pop into that because it's very intense, but nice if your shoulders are open, our back, which we'll do today. So a little preview of what's gonna happen in this class, and we will get started with some breath work. So coming into your most comfortable position, whatever that means to you. If comfortable means laying down on your back, do so. If comfortable means coming into child's pose with your big toes touching, do so. Whatever it is, wherever you are, is exactly how you need to be today. Just focusing on arriving on your mat. Maybe allowing yourself to close the eyes. Allowing yourself to unclench the jaw. Letting the shoulders roll away from the ears. And just becoming present into your body and into your breath. Breathing naturally here. Just noticing how the breath feels as it enters the body. How it feels as it leaves the body. And just allowing yourself to ground down into the now. Letting go of the day you've had. Letting go of the day that's to come. And trusting that your body, your mind, your soul, everything is as it needs to be in this moment. Allowing emotions to flow like the breath. Allowing yourself to feel however you feel in this moment without judgment. Without trying to push away or avoid. Just allowing yourself to breathe. Let those eye sockets melt down the face as we breathe fully into the face and the head. Imagining beautiful golden air coming in through the nose and softening all the muscles, cells, joints. Everything from head down to our neck, down to our shoulders, just releasing stress with every breath that we take in. Melting all the pain, the tension, the stress away. And then from here, a big, beautiful, big, deep breath. In for a count of 3. You can move your arms here. Keep the eyes closed if you like. Kind of sweep up the air like you're gathering all the positive energy that you can fill up with. Maybe you can see a beautiful white light in your mind's eye, and then exhale, allow yourself to release what doesn't serve you. You can blow it out of the mouth. Think about for a count of 3. Inhale, just sweep up, gather all the good stuff, build it up, bring it up together. For a count of 3 or 4. Exhale, release what doesn't serve you. Blow it out of the mouth. Last big inhale, imagine sweeping up, scooping up all the stuff, the yucky stuff, all the stress, all the tension, all the pain, gathering it all together. And on the exhale, we're going to blow it all the way out. And push it away, push it out. Good. Next inhale, blink open the eyes, nice big stretch. Reach the right hand over to the side, left arm, palm faces the floor, big side body stretch. If you can, maybe bring your elbow down to the floor. If not, no worries. You just reach where you can and stretch. Keep the chest open. You can roll the wrist out. Inhale, big stretch of the shoulders, stacking the left over the right. Exhale, engage the core, come back to center and slowly sweep left hand down, right arm, big reach, like you're reaching for the side wall. Try to keep the right hip down. Big inhale, come down to the forearm if you have the flexibility, and you can keep the right hip down as well. Big opening here. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, let's interlace those hands here. Reach them back, big, big reach. Inhale, exhale, sweep the head forward. Head comes down, you can bring it, or put a block here so there's no tension in the neck. Option here, or pillow, whatever you have. Reach those arms up high. Let the palms touch, big shoulder stretch. Inhale. Exhale, engage the core, lift up, reach up, rise up tall. Big breath here. Change the placement of our feet. That way we get both hips. We're gonna inhale, sweep up the air again, sweep up what doesn't serve you. And on the exhale, we're twisting over to the left. Look over that left shoulder. Nice neck stretch here. Breathe, inhale, keep the core engaged. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, sweep over to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Good, beautiful breath. Reach those hands out. Reach those feet out. Come into a wide-legged straddle. Knees point up, toes point up. Flex the toes so they're active here. Lift the top body, shoulders stacked over hips. You can come onto your fingertips here. Draw the shoulder blades together, so meaning push them back towards the back wall. Keep core engaged, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. As we reach the shoulders back and bring the chin to the chest, it's a beautiful neck stretch. Inhale, sweep the head over gently to the left. Big breath, keep legs active, knees pointing up. Exhale, over to the right. Good, hold here, everything's working, beautiful. Inhale again, one more time each side. Beautiful neck stretch, exhale. Good, good. Next inhale, reach both arms up, legs active. We're taking our right hand down the middle of our back. Left hand on the elbow, lift the chest, big opening here, inhale. On the exhale, a little turn to the right, keep the core engaged. Squeeze the core so we're not just falling over to the side, we're keeping active here. Inhale, exhale back to center. Now left hand down, right arm over. Now gently moving over to the left. So just switching sides, big shoulder stretch. Good. One last interlacing of the arms, reach it back. Big breath. You can even lift the gaze here, nice little neck stretch. Exhale forward, reach those arms up high. You're gonna feel this on the inner thighs as we keep those legs in a wide-legged straddle. The toes are flexed, you reach those arms up high. And again, if your hands don't reach, those straps or scarves or belts are beautiful. Use those to hold. Inhale, exhale, come back up. Good. Sweep the legs over and out, and we're coming onto hand and knee pose. Hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, knees hip distance apart. So if you're from the front view, this is what it looks like. And as we inhale, we're coming to cow. We press the floor away, we arch the back, we lift up here. Inhale, exhale, we push the floor away. And then shake the head out. Good. Nice big shoulder stretch. Thread the needle. So we're going to take our right hand up, lift up, big opening, and then reach through with the right hand. Drop the right shoulder down, drop your head down, and then from here, reach the left arm forward. Important, if you are pregnant, your legs are going to have to go a little bit wider, or if you have a belly in general, right, your legs may have to go a little bit wider, or if your body doesn't feel good, you go wider. So just enjoy the stretch, enjoy where you are. If you want to intensify this, left hand reaches to the top right part of your mat. Look under the armpit, left armpit, breathe. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reset. Inhale, left arm sweeps up. You can follow that hand with your gaze. Exhale, the palm face up towards the ceiling. We drop to the left shoulder, left cheek comes down, and then we reach our right hand forward. Big breath here. If you want more of a stretch, we reach the right hand to the top left portion of our mat. Good. Keep breathing. Come back up. Good. Extend our left foot back, and then we're taking our left foot and pressing it across our right calf. So it's coming at a diagonal angle here, and we're going to look over to the right. Looking over to our right hip. Come back, place the left knee down, and same thing, right leg comes straight back. We look over to the left. So big stretch here. Good. Next inhale, we're coming to our first downward facing dog. If you are pregnant, your feet can go as wide as the mat. Hands are pressing away from you. We're really spreading our fingertips. Knees are bent if our hamstrings are tight, which they might very well be. Let's think about pulling ourselves up by the hips, as if I had a string pulling the tailbone up. Press the floor away, keep the core engaged, and the gaze looks at your toes. Toes in front of heels. Good, take a minute here to just pedal it out. Wiggle it out, get the kinks and the cracks working here. Good. Next inhale, let's take our right foot slightly in. Let's sweep our left leg up. And let's bend our knee out to the side. Dog peeing on a tree, it looks like, right? If this is too much, you can always drop down to your knee and do the same thing. Just lift the left knee up. And we're just lifting the knee up, just opening up the hip here. And then slowly come back down. Opposite leg, we lift up. Lift the right knee up here. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Try to draw the heels towards the floor. They may not meet, that's okay, but just stretching the hamstrings. Press the floor away, chest towards top of thighs, shake the head out. Good. Inhale, slowly come forward. We're going to come to a low lunge. So option here to use your blocks. I like these just to have underneath for support. And we're going to start with taking our left foot forward. Imagine your hips are like you're on a railroad track, so parallel. Hips are side by side. A nice big 90-degree angle with that left leg. And then from here, we're bringing the blocks forward. We're just sinking our pelvis towards the floor. So you'll feel a nice big stretch here. You can do tiny little pulses, just open up the hip. Breathe, really press into our feet, so really grounding you here. Always notice your feet. Are the toes forward? Is the heel straight behind? Make sure you have some nice firm foundation with your foot. Good. Press the blocks away, lift up through the crown. Inhale. On the exhale, we're taking our right hand down, a little twist here. We're gonna open up towards the left knee, reach up here, big inhale. Option here is you can take that back toe and tuck it, sink the hips forward here and still reach, pressing through the back right heel. Engage the core, inhale. Exhale, slowly come back down. Nice little chance to get off your kneecap if it starts to bother you. And then from here, we're gonna start with our modified splits. So we reach our front left foot forward. Again, this is really nice to have these blocks is because it's gonna give us a little more height. It lengthens our hands, right? So our left foot is facing forward. Our toes are flexed towards the ceiling. My hips are still square, so meaning my right knee is right under my right hip and my left leg is straight out of the hip socket. From here, I'm going to keep those toes flexed towards me. I'm reaching forward. I'm folding at the hips. So I'm lengthening through the crown forward, not sitting back. And the difference here is it's going to really, really stretch the hamstring a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. We're doing that same twist. So taking your hand right underneath the shoulder blade and then just reaching up, keep flexing the toes. Big IT band stretch. It's going to come up, reach up, breathe here. Really nice hip stretch. Use a block, a pillow, an animal, a small child, whatever you need to place underneath your hand to give you some height, and you're really going to feel that nice stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly come down. Bring that foot back underneath the kneecap. And then we're going to heel toe our foot out to the side. So we're coming right into lizard. We're doing a lot here to open up those hips. So lizard pose is our hands are going to come on the inside of the left leg. Check in with that back right knee. I know we have some sensitive knees here. Being on the long will bother you. So see if you can tuck the toe and come into lizard pose. Again, if you have blocks, you can place them underneath your hand, tucking the toes, and then coming right into it off the kneecap. So the alignment here for lizard pose, it's no longer the low lunge. I had to heel toe my foot out to the side, probably the width of your mat, and I took my hands on the inside of that left foot, and I started there, right? And then from here, this might be enough for you. That's enough. It's a big hip opener. My heel's in, my toes out at an angle, and I'm just breathing here. So just notice the breath. Notice where you're holding tension. Try to breathe. You can scream, whatever you need to do. Maybe tuck those back toes to come off the knee. And if it's too much to do that, you can alternate, coming off the knee and on the knee, or staying wherever you are. Big breath here, inhale. Exhale, then maybe coming down onto our forearms. Maybe not. So remember, this is my body, not yours. And honor your body, how it looks, how it feels, knowing that it's perfectly perfect as it is today in this moment. Big inhale of acceptance, grounding, safety, comfort, and release the tension that you may be storing in your hips. Release what doesn't serve you. Mindset, thoughts, negativity, let it go into the floor. Let it filter into the earth, into something new. Good. All these stretches are working towards pigeon pose. So slowly, slowly coming out of that. Let's get off our knees for a second here and come into another downward facing dog. Good. Wiggle it out, pedal it out. Beautiful. Shake the head out. And we'll give our wrists a break as well as we walk our hands, or walk our feet towards our hands for a nice forward fold for our back. So feet are going to be hip distance at least. If baby belly is happening, you're going to make it even wider, maybe the width of your mat. Keep the knees bent. Press into the feet. Press into the toe side. And allow your top body to dangle down. So imagining as you breathe, your roots, your legs are your support, and the top body just hangs down and surrenders. The head surrenders. And you just come into the moment, honoring your strength, honoring where you are. Coming toe side, and grounding into the heels, and let's roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your time. Good. Maybe rolling our head out side to side. Big opening here. Open up that chest. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine. So almost like you're giving yourself a big hug. Press the air away with the back of your hands. Round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Chin to chest. Inhale, press into the feet, open up. So these are almost like standing cat-cows. We're just opening up the chest. Inhale, opening up the shoulders. Exhale, peel them apart. Give yourself a big hug. Good. Beautiful. Roll those wrists out here. Come back up, sweep the air up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take your time to bow down. Come down, slowly come into that downward facing dog. If you have energy here and you want to take a chaturanga or a vinyasa, you can do that. If not, you can just hold this position or come into child's pose, whatever you want to do. If you have less energy. So I will show you both. The chaturanga, if you want to take it. If not, you can take child's. For the chaturanga is the yoga push-up. I'm doing modified. We shift forward. The elbows come back. And then we sweep up. So a little movement here. Press the floor away. Notice I didn't push it onto my belly at all. So I'm up. Breathing here. Inhale. On the exhale, I come back. And let's all just take a nice big wide-legged child's pose. Big toes to touch. Hips to heels. Big hip opener here. Surrender down, forward. Let the head come down to the earth, rock it side to side. Catch your breath, come back into the moment. Check in with the body. So noticing if your wrists are feeling tender. I know mine do, typically after I practice. So rolling those out. Check in with your third eye, your head, and notice if the thoughts are coming in and you're just not in the moment. Try to take a breath here and just trust that it's okay. Watching the thoughts as you watch a movie. From here, it's also nice if you want to engage or activate those shoulder stretch again. You can do thread the needle in child's pose. So you can sweep that arm up and through for a nice shoulder stretch and a hip stretch as we just ground down for a minute. Big inhale to the tailbone and exhale. If this pose bothers you or hurts you and you feel like your hips are up high, you can take a pillow behind your hamstrings and sit on that, or yoga blocks can help you get into this position a little bit more, placing them underneath your hamstrings. Slowly come up, and if you have thread the needle, you're just going to do the opposite side. Placing your left shoulder down now, and reaching your right arm up. Next inhale, come up, reach up, and now we're going to get onto the other side for our a modified low lunge. Coming onto your knees, you can even kind of circle your hips out here. Just notice how one hip feels versus the other hip. Just breathe into your space, breathe into your body. And then from here, taking those yoga blocks, if you have them. If you don't, you can still do this whole video, really. I'm just showing you different ways to get into it. You're taking your right foot forward now, and if you don't have yoga blocks, your hands can basically just be on your leg or in the air or out to the sides. If you have the yoga blocks, they just provide some support. So right foot forward, we're sinking our hips forward as well. You're gonna feel a nice stretch in your left hip flexor. We're activating our inner thighs. We're lifting our crown up here. Inhale. And exhale, letting it all go. And you can kind of just think about your oiling up your hip joint. So you're kind of rocking forward and back. So I'm sinking forward and I'm pressing back. And that's just warming it up just a little bit here. Really nice for the hips. Take our time and just be into the moment and the breath. Just making sure your knee isn't going over your foot. So sometimes I'll see people going really far forward. So just make sure it's at a 90 degree. And then from here, we're coming into that modified split pose. So I'm reaching my right foot forward. My toes are flexed. I'm pressing the floor away or the air away. If you don't have blocks, you can take your hands to hips. And instead of sinking my hips back, I'm hinging at the hips, and I'm reaching forward with my top body. So as I reach forward, I'm looking at the floor. I'm breathing. You can take your blocks with you if you have them to give you a little more height. I'm keeping those toes flexed, and I'm feeling a really nice stretch here. From here, I'm going to take my left hand down. I'm going to do a little twist here. Big twist, and to come up the IT band in the right leg, real big stretch. Inhale, you keep the arm up. You can do a bind, whatever it feels good. Big breath here, inhale. Exhale, come back down. Bring that right foot back underneath the knee, and we're coming into that twist as well at the low lunge. So you can tuck the toes here to get off the knee and breathe. Good, press through that back left heel, reach through the right arm, inhale, exhale. Good, you can come into a low lunge here. Drop the back left knee, and we're coming into that lizard pose again. So that right foot stays forward, but I'm gonna heel toe my right foot to the outside edge of the mat. I'm gonna take my hands on the inside of my foot, and the heels of my hands are in line with the heels of my foot. I'm gonna bring my left knee back a little bit to sink my hips forward. I'm lifting up, pressing the floor away. So instead of keeping rounded here, I'm pressing the floor away. My right heel is in, my toes point out. Feeling a nice big stretch in my left hip flexor. Breathe here. You can stay right where you are, or if you want to go further, you can come down onto your forearms. Do any kind of pulsing motion if it feels good, or just breathing in to the tight space. Imagining beautiful, warm air coming right into that tight hip flexor or tight hips, and allow it to release with the exhale. Slowly coming down, bring that right knee back, come off those knees, come into a downward facing dog, shake your head out, Good. Walk those feet up. Bend the knees, rise up. Good. We're going to take our left wrist with our right hand and slowly pull it over to the right side. So if you can come in hip distance apart. Inhale. Exhale. Goalpost arms, taking our elbows in towards our rib cage, palms face us. Lift here, inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands, reach them back. Bend the knees, forward fold. Shake the head out. Good, press into the feet. Rise up, reach up, lift up, inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. And we're gonna come into a little challenging position here. So go where you go with this. It is crescent pose. If crescent pose is too hard, you can take warrior one. Both of these positions, your hips will be square. So I'm gonna show you the harder one first. So with feet hip distance apart, you're going to take a big step up with your left foot. You're going to take a step back with your right. Now, this is a balanced position. Your toes are going to face forward and your right heel is going to be up. Your back right knee is going to bend. So think about a lunge position. That's basically what crescent pose is. And you have a tiny little bend in your back knee. Your left knee is over your right, and you are balancing here. It's a big hip flexor stretch for the bended back leg. So you can make more space here if you need. If it feels good, you can take even a deeper bend with that back knee. We're gonna square our hips here. So taking your hands to your hips, breathe, and see if you can pull your left hip back and your right hip forward so they're side by side. Just hold here. Maybe you wanna do a few little pulses. Maybe you don't, right? So if this is good for you, stay here. If this is too much, all you do is drop that right heel down at an angle. You're in warrior one. All right, so whichever one works for you, just hold it for a breath. Warrior one, hips squared, energy in both feet. You can have your arms up or arms down. Crescent pose, your toes are tucked and your heel is up. Big inhale here. Exhale, we're all gonna drop into warrior one from whatever pose we're at. Keep our arms up, reach up here, inhale. Exhale, we're coming into humble warrior. So this bended left knee is happening. And humble warrior, we're gonna bring our left shoulder onto our top of our left thigh. And we're going to reach our arms up here. Now, if you can't get your shoulder down to your thigh, that's okay. You just bend your knee and reach your arms up. If you can't reach your arms up, you just let your hands fall down. So there's many variations here that you can do. Just honor where you're at. Shake the head out. Rise up, reach up. Inhale, keep the hips square. Exhale, step the right foot up to meet the left. Good. Wiggle those hips out. Now a nice little hamstring stretch or quad stretch, excuse me, is I'm going to press into my right foot. And if you have a wall nearby, or if you don't, you can step by a wall, use it for balance. We're going to stretch our quad. So balance pose, we're going to take our left heel by our glute, right? You can take your right hand out to the side, glue the kneecaps together. Breathe here. Hold it. Good. Release it down. Same thing. Press into your left foot. Bring your right heel up. Use a wall too. So from the side, this is what it looks like. You're just bringing your heel into your glute, gluing the knees together, and standing tall. You press the leg back a little bit here. Good. From here, press into both feet. We're coming into a halfway lift. Inhale. We're going to reach the top body forward, legs straight, feet are hip distance apart. Press the thighs back, keep the elbows in, shoulder blades pull back towards the lower back. Imagine like you want to reach your butt towards the back wall. So we're pushing our legs and we're reaching our front body forward. Really big hamstring stretch. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Now we're going to take a nice big bend with our right knee And then we're gonna twist. We're gonna reach to the left side, up to the air. Big IT band stretch up the left leg. Inhale. Really nice. Exhale. Now bend the left knee. Take the left hand down, straighten the right leg. Big IT band now on the right side. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Come down. Reach up. Big breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Another quad stretch is a fun positioning dancer pose. So how I like to explain dancer as the grip, right? So the grip is very important. You're not reaching and grabbing the outside of your ankle. You're grabbing the inside of your ankle for dancer pose. So what you do is, like we grabbed before, how we went to reach for our ankle. Instead of reaching down, we're gonna take our hand up. So almost like I'm giving you a high five, right? Then point the thumb up, or just giving me a thumbs up here, right? Open up the base of your hand to face the camera, or face what you're looking at here. And then that inside of your hand is going to touch the inside of your ankle. So now your grip is on the inside of your ankle, right? And this is hard. It's a different grip. It's a big shoulder opener, right? So just balance here. Just hold the inside of your foot with your thumb facing up and breathe. The knees can touch. Then from here, you want to square your body. So squaring your hips, where your shoulders are stacked over your hips, you're pressing through your left foot. And then from here, I want you to think about, as I reach forward with my left hand, I'm going to kick back with my right foot. So as I reach forward, I kick back. And that's how you start to work into dancer pose. So if you notice you get to a place where you can't move your leg anymore, you want to take your hand maybe to the inside of your ankle. So as I reach the inside of my ankle, I reach forward with my left hand and I kick back with my right foot. Find a drishti, and then you slowly come back. Remember, it's not about as far as you go. I know it's a pretty position. Everyone wants to kind of jump into it, but honor where you're at today. So doing that same thing now with the opposite side. So we just did our right. We want to do our left. So same thing here. Left side, give me the thumbs up. Your palm of your hands facing the camera, or whatever we're looking at, right? Our phone, our TV. So we bring the heel up. Use a wall too if you need with the right hand. We grab the inside of our foot or the inside of our ankle, and then we, again, reach forward, kick back. So it's like the more I reach forward, the more you're reaching forward, the more you're going to push back, and that's going to lengthen you. So give it another try. Press into our foot. Find your leg. Grab the inside of the ankle or the foot. Find your drishti. Breathe. Spread the toes of your bottom foot. And then kick. And slowly come back out of it. Give yourself a nice big hip stretch. Wide-legged straddle. Feet come as wide or wider than the mat. So think about a nice way to gauge. Take your hands out. You want your feet to be the length of your hands, or at least to the hip crease, your wrist crease. And then from here, take your hands to your hips, forward fold, so hinging at the hips. Reach the top body forward, big stretch up the legs, come down. So from the side angle, it looks like this. You can really, if you feel open, reach your hands back. Breathe. You can take your hands to your ankles. You can take hands to blocks. You can go wherever you want to go. If you have energy and you want to go into a tripod headstand, you could do that as well. So wherever you are, just go with the flow and breathe. Nice little twist again. Right hand to center, lift the left arm up. You can take a bind, bringing left arm to right hip. Opening up that shoulder blade. Then left arm down, reach the right arm up. Twisting to the opposite way. Good. Heel toe those feet in. Coming to one of my now favorite. So we're coming into Malasana. So give yourself some time to come into this Malasana or deep yogi squat. Remember, your heels don't have to touch the floor, but I want you to press into the outsides of your feet. If you have a block, you can sit on it. If you have a blanket, or you can roll up the back of your mat if your heels are up. But just press the elbows in the inner thighs, and think about lifting the gaze, lifting the crown, holding here, pressing the elbows into the inner thighs, and just breathing. Good, nice big beautiful breath, ground down. Feel the support from the universe. If this doesn't feel good, you can come into child's pose, easy seated. You do you here. A nice big opening for the shoulders. If you're in Malasana or deep yogi squat, we're taking our right arm, reaching forward first. Then sweep the arm forward, palm facing the back of the floor or the back of the wall. We bring it to the right hip crease. I take my left hand, I reach for it. My hands may not touch. You may bind, you may not, it doesn't matter, but it's a big shoulder opener for that right shoulder. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, come back. Now again, reach forward with that left hand, sweep it around. My palm is facing the back wall behind me. And I'm gonna bring my palm up, reach it for my left hip crease. I'm gonna take my opposite hand and reach it here. If this doesn't work for you, don't stress it. Just hold Malasana. Take a shoulder opening of your choice. Good, inhale. Exhale. Good, beautiful. Now from here, we're just gonna come slowly, sit on our butt, take those feet in, coming into butterfly pose, really nice, bring the heels in as close as possible. A really big hip opener that I love to hate, or hate to love, is kind of difficult because what we're gonna do is we're going to press onto the outsides of our feet. So as we shift forward, see if you can take your butt off the floor. Maybe it's for like a millisecond. But what happens here, and I'll show you from the side, is what happens here is you get more of a hip opening. So watch, as I shift forward into butterfly, I'm gonna come off my butt. And some people can just hold that and just stay up there. I cannot. And if you cannot, that's okay. But you're just opening up those hips a little more. So if you don't like that, you don't have to do it. This butterfly pose is fine. If you don't like butterfly pose, go a little bit wider into diamond. And diamond pose is beautiful because we're gonna take a nice release for that lower back. So just melt that body down. And shake it out. Good. Shake the head side to side. And then from here, we're coming into our featured pose, pigeon pose. So we're gonna start with our left leg forward, since we did the tutorial with the right. Our left knee is forward, so the mat is facing forward. So I want you to imagine, or I can just actually move it so you can see, and I'll move this mat probably a few times here. So your left leg is forward, your left knee is forward, straight out of the left hip crease. From here, right, you're pressing the floor away. Your left foot may come right to your right hip crease for pigeon pose. and that's quite all right. But if you have baby belly, or if you want to have more of a stretch, you're going to take the left leg a little bit forward, square the hips, and this is where that block comes in. If you need, you place the block right underneath your left glute. The toes can be tucked or untucked, but just make sure the foot is straight behind you of the right foot. Press the floor away, and then surrender down. Come onto forearms, or come on to whatever you need to. So like I said, I like to have my toes flexed, press away, surrender down. And just allow yourself to breathe into the uncomfortable sensations. What helps me sometimes is I'll find a spot on the floor and I'll focus on that spot and I'll really zoom in on it and I'll make sure I'm breathing, and that will kind of take me away from this fight or flight or that sensation of tensing up and allow me to relax down just a little bit more. So just breathe here. For next inhale, we're going to slowly rise up. We're going to tuck our back right toes. So I want you to tuck your back right toes so you can come off your kneecap. Right? So coming off that kneecap. And then bend the knee. And then from here, we're just going to take a stretch. So I'm just going to reach back with my right hand, grabbing my right foot, and then just bringing the right heel into the glute. If you can't reach it, you take your strap. You can just hoop your strap around if you don't have a little circle made for it. And then from here, you can just kind of grab it forward. And just feel that big quad stretch. Wherever you are, just breathe. You can even start to bring the stretch forward by coming onto the forearm and then just continuing to breathe. Release that. Good. Good. And then from here, and I'll show you from this side, if you want to try mermaid on that side, you can use your strap too to get there, right? So mermaid pose, again, big shoulder opener. So you can even take it interlacing of the arms first. Breathe. And from here, bend the knee. And you're going to bring that foot really close in towards the elbow crease. So you got to kind of heel toe it in there, or squeeze it in there. And then maybe this is where you get it. You want to square up and just look forward. If not, maybe you can go a little bit further. That's very tough. I'm not there today, all right? So even for me, it's very tough. But if you're open, that quad is open, you're there, beautiful. If you're not, no worries. You can even just use your strap. You can't get that bind, right? You want to get the full pose. You can still get the work in of the shoulder opening and come into this. Bringing the elbow straight up. Good, and just working from there. Take your time. Come back into that diamond, or take a wide-legged straddle, either one. And reach for the feet. Hinge from the hips. Big stretch. Inhale. Exhale. And then from here, we're going to do the opposite side. Right leg forward. Sweep the left leg back. The heels face up, so the heel of my foot is straight up in the air. If you can see that. Yeah, my toes are tucked. Your foot can be on the front of it down. I just like the added stretch that I feel of my heel in the air. Press the floor away, keep the core engaged. Both hips are equal. We're not leaning on the right side. So if you see yourself doing that, you want to take that block. Inhale. Exhale, surrender down. And take your variation and come in to bend the knee. First, taking it off the kneecap. Then bend the left knee. Reach back with the left hand. You have to take kind of your right hand out to the left side to get you over there. If not, you use your strap again. Hold here, feel that big hip flexor stretch, that big quad stretch. And then maybe you come down onto the forearm. And then from here, you just hold that. Today, you may just stay with this. If you want to work onto that pigeon pose, again, that heel has to, or that foot has to kind of come into the elbow crease. It's tough. So your shoulders have to be really open for this. Your quads have to be really open for this. So don't force it if it's not there. I take my hands to meet. I kind of sweep my elbow up to the ceiling. And then I reach my body forward. Or you can kind of just face the side. Your little mermaid position, right? So it's just a fun pose, a pretty pose to play with. But remember, yoga really isn't about the positioning, right? It's more about the inside work that we get along with how we feel on the outside. So let's come back. We're gonna close out with a nice, I'm actually just rubbing my back of my butt. So actually, if you like to do that windshield wiper, I'm leaning my hands back here. And I'm just windshield wipering my knees side to side. And I'm doing this seated up because I am almost in my 26 weeks pregnant, so I'm almost close to my third trimester, and I don't like being flat on my back right now. So you can do this flat on your back and windshield wiper your knees, but I choose not to. All right, and then from here, we're gonna take our feet into diamond or just a diamond positioning. And again, you can lay on your back. I have a bolster to kind of prop me up. And we'll just recline back. Kind of sweep your knees side to side. Take any last arm stretch that you need. Any last positioning that you need. Maybe you want to take a happy baby here. Well, if you're flat on your back, maybe you want to take a bridge pose or a twist. Just let yourself get out whatever you need, trusting your body, and then give yourself permission to relax and ground back down. If you don't like the space between your knees, you can take those beautiful blocks and place them underneath the sides of your knees or pillows. It's really nice and supported. You take a pillow underneath your head. Just allow yourself to take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Connecting to yourself. If you're pregnant, connecting to your baby. I am enough. I am loved. I am grounded. I am rooted. I am safe. I am whole. I am deserving of love. I can accept love and give love freely. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am strong. I am blessed to have another day on this earth, and in this breath, I am healing. I love myself. So saying any mantras that resonate with you, it could be the ones I just said or ones that you come up with. Allowing yourself to speak kindly, to manifest what you need, to know that you're worth whatever it is that you need, and however you feel, it is exactly okay. It's just exactly as it should be. And trust that the universe has your back. You are supported and guided and loved always and unconditionally. No matter what you do today, whether it be you lay on the mat all day or lay on the floor, or if you didn't get up from your bed today, that is okay. Giving yourself that love and acceptance. Breathing that into all parts of your being, all parts of your soul, all parts of your aura. That you are magical, you are deserving, and you are fierce. Let go of anything that you're holding in. And then slowly coming out, either rolling to your side to get up, taking your time. Rooting back down into your sits bones. Take a nice big cleansing breath. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4 and blow out for a count of 8. Let's do that 2 more times. Ground down into the sits bones. Inhale for a count of 4. And blow out for a count of 8. Allow the jaw to relax. Last big inhale for a count of 4. Blow out for a count of 8. Give yourself a smile. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining and every part of all of this. So thank you so much. I enjoy sharing yoga from my home. I enjoy that I will soon be reopening my space to others as we turn green. I'm also looking forward to doing some outdoor yoga right next to my house. I also am looking forward to giving some Reiki sessions again from my house or coming to yours. So if you are in the Harrisburg area, I would love to meet you and offer my yoga services and my Reiki services. So until we see each other again, the light in me honors, sees, and loves the light in you. Namaste.